There was a man that was really on fire for God at one time, but then things happened in his life, and he got distracted. He missed church every once in a while, and before you know it, he was missing more church, and then he wasn't going to church anymore. But the pastor didn't forget him. He sent him an invitation, asked him to come over and have supper with him and his wife one night. So the man felt he was feeling God. God was stirring his heart, and he knew that he needed to be back in church. So he didn't want to turn his pastor down. He wanted to ask his pastor to pray for him because he knew he needed prayer. So he accepted the invitation and went to church, and they had a good supper. And after they finished supper and the pastor's wife was cleaning the kitchen, the pastor said, let's go in here and sit down for a minute and just talk. So they went in and they sat down in front of the fireplace. And the fire was going. It was a nice, cozy place, and fire there in the house, and they were comfortable and everything. So the pastor just leaned over and he picked up one ember with his tongs, and he laid it on the tiles right in front of the fire. And they just continued their talk, and they talked about the Lord, and they talked about how good the Lord is and the things that he was doing for the people in the church, and how good the services had been. And the man just kept looking at that ember laying there all alone by itself. And the ember was, when he first put it out there, that ember was just glowing. It was just glowing all over. And then it started to get, the glow started dimming out just a little bit. And as they talked, the glow faded a little bit more. And it just kept fading away till it was dark. The ember was nothing but a dark ember laying there in front of the fire all alone. So the pastor reached over with those tongs, and he picked up that ember and he put it back in the fire with all the other embers, and lo and behold, that ember caught back on fire again. It became a glowing ember again, full of fire, on fire. You see, that's the way our spirits are. If we're with people that are on fire for God, we can encourage each other and strengthen each other. But if we remove ourselves from that fire of people that are on fire from God, our fire starts to go out. We become dimmer and dimmer. But then when we rejoin that group of embers that are on fire, then we catch the fire back. We need each other. Pastor didn't say a word about that ember. They just sat there and talked for a little bit, and the man, he could see, the man kept looking at the fire and seeing that ember. And he said, he said in a little bit, said, well, Pastor, I need to get on home. I got to get up and go to work in the morning. But I appreciate the message. I take it to heart. I'll be at church Sunday. Thank you. And he left there with that in his heart. And he didn't let go of it. And he went back to church. And he got on fire for God again. And we need to do that. We need to stay where we are in contact with people who are on fire for God, so that when we have those times of trials and troubles and distractions, we have a support group there ready to share their fire for God with us. May God bless y'all and use y'all, and And I hope y'all got something out of this. May we all glorify God in all that we do, all that we say, and even all that we think.